Hey, it's Bitty Penny. Welcome to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well. Sorry, YouTube was giving me notifications as soon as it went live. You know, just constantly changing things, which I guess that's how we grow, right? That's how we get better is change. Let's see. Let me find our live and figure out what are we gonna do today. Oh my goodness, 5 of you are already here. I was late. Hi, Vicki. Hi, Linda. I hope y'all are doing well. Good morning. Good morning. I just want to test out these sepia. Oh, yeah. Nice. Just brown, but perfect. Okay. Making sure I get all sepia here. Yep. Cool. Okay. They're just microns, but sepia color instead of black. Okie dokie. So, what are we gonna do today? What have y'all been up to? Hi, Angie. Maddie. Are you back from your trip? Did you have an amazing time? Are you on your trip still? I hope you're still on your trip, but I don't know. We were thinking of you on Saturday, Maddie, because Karen was on my channel and we painted poinsettias together. It was so much fun. I had a blast. These are mine. I turned 2 into cards. And I really, really like this one. I could paint a whole bunch of these. I don't know why, I just really like it gray. But yeah, we had a lot of fun with our watercolors. Hi, Beth. Hi, Caroline. Oh, Caroline Desiree was telling me she was watching your channel the other day and you were live and y'all had a great time together and just how sweet you are and how much she enjoyed watching you craft, which is really fantastic. You got back yesterday. It was fantastic. Oh, good. I'm so glad. Oh, man, you guys, yesterday, all I did was sleep. That's it. I did come to my craft room for about an hour, and that's it. I slept or laid on the couch all day. I woke up at 10. I did finish this. I wrote Painting with Karen. So this is a watercolor journal. And that day when I did my first 2 poinsettias in the journal. And then I came back yesterday and I sketched in my leaves. And then I just put Painting with Karen and the date. And so it'll be kind of like a journal entry in a way to remember painting the poinsettias together. But that's it. That's all I did. That and poured up some paint in my pans over here. Some gouache. I did not do faces. The last face I've painted was Mary. So I'm behind. I got to paint 3 faces in my face journal. That's it. That's what I did yesterday. That's all I accomplished. I didn't cook any meals. Sparkleheart and I were supposed to craft yesterday. I didn't do anything. All I did was sleep, sleep, sleep. I slept so hard I saw my dad. I have not seen him in my dreams except for one other time when shortly after he passed away. He passed away in 2018. I slept so hard, we hung out together. That's how tired I was. Okay, let's make some things. Just getting you all caught up. Let's see. Hi, Heidi. Thanks, Maddie. Thanks, Angie. It was so much fun, you guys. You were so nervous with her watching. She mentioned that. No need to be nervous. Not with Desiree. No, no need at all. But I know the feeling. I tried to watch her replay. I just tuned in as she was saying goodbye yesterday morning because I was just waking up. And I saw her little train banner because she's doing 5 projects, 1 card kit. Okay, let me get something on my table. Let's get this on the table. And I'm going to make something. So there's no rush this morning. Oh, these clusters are fun. There's no rush this morning because, oh, look at her. Let's make paper dolls. I like her. We're going to do this. We're going to make paper dolls. The kids don't have school today, so we don't have to rush. And here's our inspiration. Let me get a bookmark. These bitty bookmarks. All right. Oh, she's so cute. And I can paint a face. I know I can do this all by myself. All right, let's do it. She's so cute. I love the scene on her dress. That's the main thing that's like, oh, I love how she's cradling a butterfly, and then you know I love the moon. So that's a just all around big old fat yes on that paper doll. So that's what we're going to do today. How easy was that? Plus, I haven't cased anything out of this magazine yet since it arrived, so this is great. You know, I just like to keep it wide open. Yes, Angie, I'm feeling better. I think, you know, you guys, my nervous system's been a wreck lately. I think it caught up with me. And I just had to sleep. I had to rest. I have some scrap watercolor paper here that we'll play with. I have some that has stuff on it. Like, basically, I've created a shelf of scrap watercolor paper. So let me look through here. It's just got a whole bunch of random pieces. Some of it's stamped, like this one. So these could be paper doll heads. Like, those don't really need to go back in the... I've got some 4x6 pieces. Let's see what else is in here. It's kind of fun. Ooh, that could be a top. Y'all haven't seen this yet, but I made myself kind of a... For my core watercolors, I swatched them out, labeled them. Then I practiced... I just wanted to see how they bloom and use them. And then I took notes about what I really liked about them. I love that they don't cover up my black lines. So, you know, they don't fade your stamping. I love that. I love the way they layer. I like the way they go over each other. And then I did a little color chart kind of. Well, Heidi, I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm okay. I mean, I'm much better today. I was just glad it hit me on a Sunday and not, you know, like a Monday when I had a lot going on. Oh, these are, is this the last time that Karen and I painted together? Or was it, it's just something I did on my own? I can't remember. But okay, so we got plenty of watercolor paper over here. We can also use patterned paper. And that's it. That's all my watercolor paper. We could use book pages. I got some of those over here. So a scrap, you know, just any paper, scrap paper, this is tissue paper, would do. I think I'm going to use some of these just random bits. I'm going to put these back because these are panels. I don't want to use my panels for this. Look, we could put a Christmas tree. One of the Christmas dolls could have a Christmas tree on her skirt. Okay. I stunk my finger in some paint right before. My hands were clean. And I stuck my fingers in paint right before I came live. All right, let's see if we can use some of these little pieces like this. Let's see what we can make up. And then I've also got, you know, bukus of scrap paper, which I'm going to go grab a handful of that too. All right, but we got all these little pieces we can work with. We've even got some heads here. All right. Let me grab a handful of scrap paper. I think I have some right over here. Yep. I sure do. So I'm going to bring in, you know, because these just be really cute dresses and skirts and stuff. Now, I don't want my doll as big as the one. Ooh, look, she could be holding a butterfly. This is a Yupo one. Somebody sent me this in Happy Mail. Or she could hold a flamingo. These could be tops. I've got scraps for days. These really should be with their die cut, their die set, but they're not. Ooh, look, we got a ruffle. Got a ruffle on the skirt. Scraps just keep on giving. And then all of these. Ooh, let's do the seasons. Y'all want to do the 4 seasons? Let's try it. All right, here we go. And I got a bag of Christmas scraps. Let's do it. So our Christmas doll will be winter, okay? Put those right there. And then we'll have spring, summer, and fall. My wrist is messed up, you guys. Hi, Miss Paula. Let me put my, I think I can craft with this on. Let's see, it's a little bit difficult, but I think it'll be good for me. I accidentally fell asleep without it on last night. I've been sleeping with it on. Okay. So, first one up, Christmas. Let's make us a Christmas girly. Oh, that's a little tight. I hope I'm not getting carpal tunnel, to be honest. The first time I noticed a problem was a couple of weeks ago. I was loading up my mom's car for her with some things, and I felt a big strain on my hand that I'd never felt before. It was real painful. It was all of a sudden, ooh, that would be a pretty dress. That was the first time I felt something, and then it's just been hit and miss. I like that too. Oh, here's a little piece. Okay. It's been a little hit and miss ever since. And we can put these on cards. You can put them in journals. You know, you can do anything you want with a paper doll. Ooh, she could be holding an ornament. See why you have to dig through the whole pile? Never know what you might find. And a pile of scraps. There's stamped and colored poinsettias. All right, and we might use a couple of these gold tags because they're just real pretty. These banners, those are pretty. Okay. I have my big box of scraps. I really need to get busy working on them. I've worked on it some. I haven't really felt like it's anything that y'all would really miss out seeing me work on, so y'all haven't seen me work on them too much. All right. I've got everything we need for probably 2. Let's do 2 Christmas dolls. All right. We've got, these could be the tops. These could be the bottoms of the dresses. I like these stars. Okay. You know what? I have 3, but we will do 2. All right, let's cut out ornaments for them to hold. Let's see if I can fussy cut this thing on. Yeah, I can. Did you get your parameters Friday night? Miss Paula, I watched on Saturday. Let me try to remember them if I can. It was an encouragement card. Sophisticated colors. Love that. A critter. A house pet. House pet. Random. Thread. Ooh. I remembered. Yeah, I was thinking about doing doing my craft roulette card this morning, but I just sat down and this came to mind. I'm not cutting that bow, so we're just going to cut that ornament right there. I took Sparkle Heart, her favorite holiday is Christmas, and took her to Hobby Lobby on Friday night. No, Saturday. I don't know. Not Friday night. We did something else on Friday night. I don't even remember now, but I took her to Hobby Lobby on Saturday. And I'll not cut into that one. We just need to. She got stuff to make things, and she's going to make an ornament wreath this year. And of course, I'm going to help her, and then she got some other stuff. Before you know it, my basket was full. That didn't take long. Okay, I'm thinking for our doll, this is about as tall as we'd want our skirt. Let me get a 5x7 card out. Yeah, that's even a little bit tall. So let's trim it down. Let's do this. I'm gonna take this and flip it over. Don't worry about the bird today, y'all. My kids are out of school, so we're not gonna let that bother us. Okay, it's a little tall, but that's okay. I think it'll work out because we'll have something to glue the body onto. She's not gonna have any shoes on. Not that you can see. So it's going to come all the way to the bottom of the card. Let's do another. I think she said the 15th. Oh, hold on. Did you see the dates for Paper Ganza have been announced? Oh my goodness. It's my birthday weekend, y'all. Paper Ganza is on my birthday. OMG. Yes. Talk about a magical birthday celebration. I'm just saying. We've got to figure it out, though. Dr. Shrub and I are already trying to figure it out because it's also the week that our kids go back to school. So it won't be like last summer where it was in July and we could stay for like a week and hang out and all that. I might have to come alone or something. Okay, so then here, got to figure out the top. I think I'm going to sketch the top real quick. No, the crafter does not fall far from the tree. It's so funny. And Dr. Shub loves that she crafts with me and that she's learning the ways of the craft because, you know, he really appreciates that, like, my grandmother is a crafter, my mom, you know, now I'm passing it down to our daughter, and he just loves that. And I you know, I love that he loves that. And then our son, young Z, he hasn't fallen far from the tree either. He's a musician, like my hubby. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right. So it's going to be something like this. Let's see how big that is now on our card. Still too big because we still had to put her beautiful head and neck and hair. So we've got to shorten these a little bit. Might as well do them both at the same time. So those are her hips. She's gonna have to lob off about right here. Yeah, that way we have enough room for the head and shoulders. No knees and toes on this card. We don't got room for that. Okay, let's get another piece out. What's this? Okay, don't need that. Or maybe that's, nah, we'll see. Okay, let's just copy this over here. We'll paint up a couple of faces because that's now the easy part because I've been practicing. I'm trying to decide. I have a whole list of things now that I want. On the first of every month, I'm going to be deciding what the next 30 things are that I'm going to paint. My 30 days of painting. And I'm just going to do 30 even if some months have 31 days because I might need to catch up or just have a day of break between doing the next 30. So I'm just going to do 30 days for each subject, but I want to do still life. I want to do vases. I want to do 30 days of vases. I think that would be really fun. You know, flowers. All right, we got 2 bodies. And where's the ruffle? I think it's too big, but I do like the idea of a ruffle. We can make a smaller ruffle. Or we also have those banners, those gold banners. Let's get the trees out. This is a stamp that I painted, so we don't need to be like precious about it. If I mess it up and we don't like it for this dress, it's fine. I can always stamp and color another one. Hi, Jason. How you doing? Hi, Jill Pounds. I need to get a few things done before the babies come. Hopefully I'll be back. I hope you'll be back. Good morning, Jonna. How are you? Good to see you all. Texas has so many school holidays. Oh my goodness, tell me about it. Actually, they used to be a lot worse, Maddie, and I think parents were probably like, can you just like let our kids go to school, please? I mean, there was a year it was like, I don't know if they went to school one full week or not. It seemed like they were always out. Oh man, hubby just turned on the heater. It's got that, you know, when the heater hasn't been turned on for a long time, it has that smell. Got that smell going on. I think it's going to be worth it to fussy cut out between these layers so we can see some of that pretty blue paper behind it. I don't even know if I'm going to like this, but we're going to see. We're going to find out. It's so funny because I was like, I told Sparkleheart, let's look on Pinterest for some ideas before we go to Hobby Lobby so that like we're not just aimlessly walking around picking crafts to do. So we're on Pinterest, and about the only thing we could really decide that we both liked, we have very different tastes, she and I, were snowmen. So I was sure we were going to go and do this whole really cute, like, small tree with a snowman in a basket thing that we had found. We left there with so much gingerbread stuff. That's what she was into. Ended up, she wanted the gingerbread stuff. Okay. Just checking it out. I don't think that's very cute. As a scene and all, I don't think that's very cute. I think we need smaller images. I know y'all are like, after all of that, you mean you had to sit and fussy cut that whole thing to decide that? Yes. Yes, apparently I did. I think we need something smaller. Like, let's try this little house scene. Oh my goodness, I had an exhausting dream. Neighbor invited young Z to a big amusement park that has like Universal, that has multiple parks in it, or Disney. And then so we get there and they're like, you know what, we got to run down to the corner store because we forgot some snacks. And I said, I'll come with you, you know, that way I can help pitch in. And we were gone like 12 hours. They didn't go to the corner store. They went everywhere in town. And then young Z was at the parks by himself and for 12 hours. And I was just trying to get back to him and find him. Oh, it was so stressful. What a weird dream. I wouldn't be having that, by the way. That wouldn't happen in real life because I'd stop the car. She could be holding one of these tags too. Okay, well, let's just make a cute little scene. So I like the house below the stars. That's better. And then let's grab one of these banners. And let's put the house with a banner. Who knew? I didn't know I needed teeny tiny things today. I didn't come prepared. Let's, I didn't know what I was doing. That's why. Then let's grab, she's going to maybe hold an ornament up here. We need other little things down here. And I do like the idea of there being a ruffle. So I have, you know, these little strips I think that we can make a ruffle out of. Oh, maybe the green or the snowflakes. This one's too wide, so let's cut this down. Oh, someone's sick. My son is going to miss work again today with laryngitis. Oh, man. I'm telling you, I had the worst migraine. I mean, that's where my problems started yesterday morning. At like 8:30, I had Dr. Shrub bring me my medicine, my migraine medicine. Because I had I felt it coming on before I went to bed, and I took a little bit of medicine. I should have taken all of my medicine, but I was like, oh, you know, maybe it's not a migraine. No, it was definitely a migraine. It's a terrible one. So that's part of, and then, so at 8:30, I took my medicine. I went back to sleep. I woke up at 10, and then the rest of the day, the only thing I can liken the amount of tiredness that I had yesterday is like when you have anesthesia and you know you're still tired, you sleep harder than you've ever slept and then still tired. That is how tired I was yesterday. Okay. This little bitty ruffle might be really cute at the bottom of her dress. And then she can be holding an ornament up here in her arms. I think she needs a cute belt. You have to trust the process with paper dolls, y'all. Just trust the process. Well, hello, Mary. Good morning. I know it's super early for you. There we go. We're making paper dolls. Because why not? I got inspired by this one from Stampington, and I loved her little scene. Oh, she has a house. Oh my gosh, you guys. I didn't even realize that I hadn't been looking at her. I'd been looking through our scraps, looking at the chat, just kind of working it out, and hadn't realized, oh yeah, she had a house too on her. I'll probably try to run this through my sewing machine, although it's very narrow. Mary, you had surgery? Rehab for a fractured knee and blood clots in my lungs. Oh my goodness, Mary. Last time I heard you were, I thought, dealing with a sprained ankle or something. I guess it was your knee. I am so sorry. It's so funny too. I was putting together my Happy Mail the other day and I was like, I need to send probably 2 cards to Mary because I knew you had the ankle problems. So sorry. Hope you get better. Hope it's a good recovery for you. Okay, now now. Both my girls got a belt. Both of my girls have an ornament. I was thinking I could use this, but I probably won't. Let me, where's the other strip? I'll make this girl a ruffle and I'll keep reading. You were able to craft yesterday? Yay. I know it does feel good. I feel so elated I can craft today. Crafting is a healing experience. Yeah, it just feels good to the soul, you know? I think we were born to create things and be creative. I think we were engineered that way. It means something different to everyone. We just all happen to be paper crafters here, but yeah, I think we were designed. I know. You know what, Angie? We can paint the ornament. It could be any color we want it to be. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, dang, those green ornaments kind of just blend, but that's what paint is for. So let's paint them. That'll be fun. I'll do that next so they can be drying. We've got to build some arms for this lady or these ladies. Okay. All right. Another ruffle skirt. Let's get another banner. I really like these little banners on the skirts. And then we'll have to figure out what other little scene. Let me see. What I've got going on over here. Not much in the way of little scenes. Let me go back through here with a different perspective, looking for something different than I was before. No little scenes. I don't want Santa. I don't want a cutesy little Santa, I don't think. Let me get him out. Maybe I'll hold him up to the dress and be like, oh, no, he's cute. Oh my gosh, Hobby Lobby had the cutest. We're going to go back for it, we decided. I kept putting things on my cart and taking them out. Y'all would have been so proud of me. The only thing I got, ooh, which could actually go with these girls, was a trim. I got one spool of a trim, and that's it. That's all I bought. I was so proud of myself. And we were in Hobby Lobby for like an hour and a half. I kept putting things in my cart and then taking them out. I'm like, no, I'd rather save my money. But that's okay because, you know, Sparkle Heart did all the spending we needed to do. And she got to get all the things she wanted to get for the most part, except for the gigantic stocking that was as big as she is. She's so funny. Okay, the Santa might go on there. He might be kind of cute on there. Okay, all right, so I need to paint my ornaments and I need to sew my, you don't have to stitch and sew the ruffle, but I probably will. All right. Oh, we need to build arms and then do the face and the hair. Let's paint these ornaments real quick. We could just use paint pens. That would probably be, acrylic markers would be the easiest way. Gouache would also work. Okay, so let's do red and maybe purple. I like red and purple together. And then maybe, I like this goldish yellow and a blue. Why not? All right. Hi, Retro Queen. Queen Bee Art. How you doing? All right. Let's do purple. probably should have put the purple on the darkest layer of green. That's okay. We'll make it work. Let's see if we like it purple and green. Oh, that stands out. That's much better. Let's color the top of it this golden yellow. Or like a gold or a silver would be appropriate for the top of the ornament. That'll work for me. Okay, and then let's redo this one. So I'm just going to paint the whole thing red, and then we'll go in and add some dots to it the way it's designed. These are the Sharpie acrylic markers. My favorite ones are the brush. I bought a package with the brush and I bought a package without the brush. And I definitely like the brush tip ones the best. I'm not always a brush girly. A lot of times I like a nib on my markers, but in this case, with these acrylic ones, I did like the brush better. Kind of don't mind that you're seeing the lines. I think it looks more dimensional that way. Let's let that dry a little bit, and then we'll go in and dot it with the purple, I think. Oh, Vicky is your name. Bitty Penny, maybe your body needs you to slow down a bit. Yeah, I think so, Maddie. I think it needs me to slow down a lot. I actually didn't work this weekend. I told my husband, this is the first weekend I didn't work. And I don't know how, and so long that I can't remember the last time I had a weekend off. I have been working 7 days a week most of the year. I think my body is just like, and I'm done. And that's a wrap. All right, let's see if it's dry enough. I think it is. Yeah. Okay, so this ornament kind of had all the dots real close to each other. See, but nibs are perfect for this job. And then they just kind of, a few fell down the side. Like that. Close enough. And now we'll have a little red ornament for another girly. All right. Let me try to stitch these. They're so thin, I just don't know. Let's see how this goes. It's going wonky. Almost done. All right. I got them stitched. This one, the second one, was much better than the first one, but they'll both work. All right, now we need to create arms, heads, and we'll have our little Christmas dolls done. I just like it with a little ruffle at the bottom of the dress. Super cute. This one's a little narrow, but that's okay. One's a little long and one's a little narrow. We might trim off a bit of the long one here and just kind of fudge it and glue it over here. Something to that effect. Okay. Arms. We have another Vicky now. I love that. Okay, the doll in the magazine. Oh gosh, I love her flowers. You might have to do some flowers to her scene. Our scenes are just so tiny. But her arms are, and she's got hands and they're all like armatured. They're got the brads in them. We're not gonna do that today. I don't think. This was the part that I cut off the skirt. It's kind of perfect because it'll look like the sleeves, you know, that it all is an outfit. All right. Let's round off the tops for up here. And then let's round down here a little more for her elbows. So it narrows quite a bit, like so. Kind of got a mess going on here, don't mind me. I love that name though. I love the retro Queen Bee heart. Sure does sound frightening, Mary. Hopefully the worst is behind you. Ooh, I agree. We love you, Mary. Here's to a speedy recovery. Full and speedy recovery. Oh my goodness, speaking of little, we could pop a snowman. They're so tiny, but how else am I going to use these things? Pop a snowman on there. Let's see here. I've got these other scraps of the same paper. I think that I need to use for the other lady's arms. So we're just going to go ahead and trace these out on here. Tell you what, this brace is really cramping my style. But it feels like so good. Like, you know, when you really need like a brace or something and you put it on and it feels, you feel a huge relief. That's how I feel when I put it on. It's just like immediately my wrist and hand and arm feel like a relief. So that's how I know I need it. And when I don't have it on, I try to do lots of stretching. What you can do, you guys, you know that I normally do, is make yourself some templates. So if you end up liking the size of the skirt and like of everything, you could make yourself templates for all the pieces. So you could make yourself a template for the skirt and the bodice and the arms, and that way you don't have to figure it out every time the way we're having to figure it out as we go here this morning. All right, I think we could put this tree with Santa, and we could put these snowmen with the house. Look at me using my scraps in a fun way. It's so funny because I'm doing all this fiddly stuff with my scraps and I have a huge box of scraps. But this is what makes me want to use my scraps, is making things like this. There's a little snowman in that scene, but we could put a big one. He's like those inflatables that people put in front of their house that are so huge. I think Santa might have this tree behind him. I'm cutting the star off though. I'm not cutting around that little bitty star this morning. I think Santa might have this tree back here. Okay, this is coming together. All right, so now let's glue all this together. Let me make a template, actually. Speaking of making yourself a template, I'm gonna do that because we might make other dolls like this, and I'll put this on later today. It's slowing me down too much. Anyways, I'm gonna make myself some templates real quick before I glue these pieces down. All right, so we're gonna template the arms and the bodices and the dress. So let's do that real quick. Now, when you do this, make sure to write what it is on your templates. And then I have a whole folder full of templates, you guys, myself. Yeah, we're so glad you're here, Vicki. Welcome. This is a great group of people. The best on the internet as far as I'm concerned. This is a paper doll dress and template. Okay. And then these are paper doll arms. And mine are a little different from each other. So what I can do is, this is when, you know, we can make them more uniform by just cutting out one of them twice. And then you'll have a really uniform template. Okay. And you can just do one. But I'm going to go ahead and do two. Now, this is just like a real basic weight cardstock that I'm using. It's like 65 pound, but you could cut it out of a thicker cardstock. You could cut them out of chipboard, like cereal board, if you wanted a real sturdy template. That's actually a good idea, to cut them out of chipboard, I think. But my hand does not want any part of that. All right. All right. Now we've got our arms. Let's do the bodice real quick. It's funky. It's not like 100%. It's not symmetrical is what I'm trying. It's not symmetrical at all. But I like it. It works. It's a paper doll. It doesn't have to be symmetrical. Ooh, I think I know what I'm gonna do with the backgrounds of these. Okay. Paper doll bodice template. Yay, now I can make as many as I want. No problem. Let's keep those together. You know, I keep all those little plastic bags. And I thought I had one right here on my desk. I guess I put it away. I'm just going to put this to the side for now. All right. Now, I do kind of want to draw her elbows coming in. So these are her arms, and they're about that wide. This is going to help me visualize like how long they need to be. All right, so it doesn't need to be anything fancy, but she needs some arms, the rest of her arms, something like that. And then her hands, I'm going to fashion after the one in the magazine. Hands are hard. I'm only going to draw one hand, and I'll just cut it out twice. I'll cut it out once, trace it, cut it out again. Is this too fiddly for some of you? For some of you, I know you're like hardcore card makers or journalers, but I just think paper dolls are fun. I've liked paper dolls since I was a little girl. I think her hand is as big as her forearm. That's not right. Let's make her forearm a little longer here. Hi, Debbie J. Yeah, you're up early. You caught me live. I had so much fun in your hop the other day. Thank you for including me. It's fun celebrating you. Lots of fun. It was great too. Like, I loved the theme that you did. Having everyone do like, you know, whatever it is that they feel like is their strength or what they enjoy doing in card making. I thought that was really cool to see people's styles and see what people chose to do. That was such a cool theme. Man, I want to remake Jay's card. I don't know if y'all saw the card that Jay made, but it was so cool. That's a card I want to remake. I need to go back and watch it and write down instructions. But he made this really cool pop-up card. Okay, just tracing that hand the other way now. So I just had to turn it over. And yes, now I have to make templates of these pieces. We may just end up making these 2 Christmas dolls today, you guys. See, now I'll have a hand going each way. All right. All right, let me trace out these hands over here. I think what I'll do is trace out, but not cut them out for the templates that I need. So the forearms. See, and I'm going to take this forearm and I'm going to turn it over and bring it over here and trace that same one again. so that my forearms are symmetrical. Even if they are wonky, they're still symmetrical. So forearm template. And then we'll do the hands. I really like this hand better than that hand. It looks more like a glove, and this one looks more like a hand, so I'm going to trace this one. It's good. You guys get to see, maybe you haven't seen this done before. You get to see how you can create your own paper dolls and make yourself templates and all that. Hand template. All right, so I'm going to put these with my other pieces over here. And then now I just need to cut out an extra set for my other girly real quick. Bear with me because these are going to come together and they're going to be so cute. Ooh, that arm got wild. Okay. Balance is hard. Balance is hard. Watched you and Karen paint. Oh, good. And you enjoyed it? Yay. I loved that session. That was so much fun. I'm so glad you were here for that. I love to watercolor. If you're kind of new to my channel, I just love paper. So I make lots of cards. I make some junk journals. I like to paint. I like to do things like this and just make paper dolls or whatever. I just do whatever my heart wants. That's really, my channel is just about a girl with a phone who likes to share her crafty journey. And I do whatever my heart desires. I don't do a lot of design teamwork or any of that stuff. I just follow my bliss around here. And my bliss is paper crafting. So all things in the paper crafting world. But yeah, I love watercolor. It's my favorite medium. For sure. As far as like coloring medium or anything. Watercolor is my jam. We're about to watercolor right now because we're about to draw and watercolor these paper doll faces. But yeah, Karen does a lot of watercolor on her channel, slapping paint on paper and gel printing. Those are the two things that she does. And sometimes she turns her things into cards, but not always. Sometimes, you know, you're basically, when you go to her channel, you're going to watch someone slap paint on paper, whether she's painting flowers or gel printing. That's her jam. And she does it beautifully. Okay. Alrighty. Now, we've got our hands and we've got our arms, and we'll color those up. Each girl gets a set. All right. Now we need to do the heads. Let's go ahead actually and glue some of this stuff together. I think we need to do that. I did put a little Christmas tree with Santa, but maybe that's because gotta go. Oh, I didn't get to say goodbye to Jason, but I hope he has a good day. I stopped the chat a long time ago. To read something, I scrolled back, and then that's how I get behind. Obviously, I'm behind. Oh, thanks, Debbie J. I love you too, girl. All right. So now we'll glue down this. Piece down here like so. Okay. Then we're going to put this Christmas tree behind Santa. Yeah, it's not your jam, Maddie. Yeah. I know. You know what? I didn't like paper dolls for a long time. I mean, I loved them when I was a kid. As a crafter, I didn't like them on my card making journey for the longest time. And then one day something snapped in my little old brain and I love them. I went from not really liking them, they weren't my jam either, to absolutely loving them. So, you know, you never know. Never say never, especially in paper crafting. Before you added the rest of her arms, it looked like a puppy with long ears. Okay. All right. Let's add her bodice. The bodice, I'm just going to glue right here. Okay. And her belt. Okay. And then she's going to be holding the ornament. So this part will come on after the rest of her arms. All right, so her arms are going to go in here. This is why it didn't really matter that the bodice wasn't quite symmetrical, because by the time I put on her puffy sleeves, she's fine. Now we need a flesh colored. I think I'll use an acrylic marker. Here's one right here. I don't have the flesh tones, but they did, Sharpie did come out with flesh tones. I think it's flesh tones or earth tones. I don't know how they labeled it, but they came out with some browns as far as I know. I don't have them, but I do believe they came out with them. Okay, let me make sure my hands are going the right direction. They are, okay. Her dress kind of is making me think of my Halloween dress. My Halloween dress that I wear each year has a scene, a Halloween scene on it. Okay. Colored paper would totally work too, Angie. Yep. Okay. So let's put our arms together. I feel like this arm is curved, that it would fit better over here. Then I have to decide if I want her arm to be how I want it to connect. I think I want it above the sleeve like this instead of under the sleeve. Yeah. All right, she's got arms. She's got legs too, but you don't see them. All right, let's just glue this on. A dab of glue. Tilt that the right way. to where it looks like she'll be cradling that ornament. Now, it wouldn't be that big of a deal, or it wouldn't be that hard to make her be, you know, jointed with the brads the way they did in the magazine, but I'm putting her on a card, so I just don't need that functionality. It'd be cute, it would be great, but I just don't want to deal with it right now, so we're going to do it this way. She's going to be fixed. Let's put her hand on there, and then I can angle her arms just right. Jill's back. We never know where our crafty journey will lead us, but it's fun. Yeah, and enjoy the ride. That's right. Yeah, around here, you never know. I don't even know. I had no clue what we were going to do this morning. I mean, I had some ideas of what we could do. I always have ideas about what we can do, but what I'll end up deciding and landing on, I never know for sure. See, now she can cradle this big ornament. Love it. It's a little fiddly. I'll give you that. But this is one of those projects. It's a little fiddly, but it's so worth it. At least, you know, that's how I feel. We're not all going to feel the same way about everything. That's okay. Oh, look. Here. She's going to be so cute. Okay. Aw, I think she's just so cute already. And she doesn't even have a head yet. She's going to be so cute. Bitty Penny, I'm the same way. I love doing a little bit of everything. Yeah, Caroline, isn't it fun? I mean, paper is such an amazing medium. You can do so much with it. And that's why I like to do that. I like to do so much with my paper, because it's just fun like that. I like the ornament kind of turned sideways like this. And I also like it kind of popping up. Okay, so I think we're good here. We're just going to glue her hand down now. We've got everything in their places and positions. Aww, so cute. And we get to keep the star, which I really liked. Okay. Let's do the other one. And then we will do the neck and the head and the hair. What time is it? 7:52. Or 6:52. I'm sure it's 7:52 for some of you. All right. Today is November 10th, huh? Okay. My hubby's birthday is in 3 days. Nobody panic. You've got time. We're gonna, on Saturday, my Saturday live this week, we'll have Dr. Shaw in it. My Saturday live this week is going to be November birthday celebration. So another thing we like to do here on this channel is celebrate people's birthdays. We just started this year in August. And let me make sure I have this turned the right way. Okay, it needs to be turned this way. All right. So on Saturday, we'll have a November birthday party here on my channel with a special guest. And it's going to be so much fun. And it'll be at my normal time. I tell you what, it was hard for me to wait to go live until 10 on Saturday. I did it for Karen. But woo, I'm usually just about done crafting for the day by 10 a.m. and on to other, family time. Most of my weekend is family time. That's why I wake up at 5 a.m. to go live during the week, because this is my crafty time. I don't sit at this desk except for from 5:30 to 7 each morning, and then a little bit extra on the weekends to have my live with you guys, but that's it. I'm going to use this big snowman. I'm actually going to cover up the little snowman that's in the scene and the tree, because we're just going to pretend like these people have that huge inflatable in their front yard. Your birthday is November 30th, Mary? Well, yay. I'm glad we get to celebrate your birthday. I hope you can be here on Saturday. It'll be 8 a.m. my time, which I know is like super early your time. Not as early as 5:30 though. Ooh, I'm kind of reverse engineering it this time. I would suggest you put your arms together before you do this, but before you glue the shoulders. But we're going to do it this way, and it'll be fine. Everything will be fine. Now we'll put in the forearm, like so. So and so. Well, they're kind of stretched out. Turn it in a little bit if I can. Yeah, just a little bit. There we go. And put our hands. Oh, we got to put our belt on. Hi, Bethany. I so enjoyed your video on Debbie's card hop. It was so good seeing you. All right, let's put that underneath there. All right. Her ornament's going to be held at an angle too. But I think I'm going to glue it all the way down. All right. Now, normally I'd be running for the bus, but not today. The kids are not in school today. So we're going to actually get to put heads on these dolls. And then we'll be done. Okay. We've got 2 Christmas ladies. Now they need heads and shoulders. Okay. Let's do that. So, same scrap piece of paper over here. Kind of work this out. I think it might be easier to draw the head first, then come down with the shoulders. Yeah, that's the way to go. There we go. That looks more like it. Okay. These erasers on these white erasers are so terrible. I'm going to go dark so y'all can see it. All right. I think this will be the head template. And I'm leaving a little extra on there so that we can, you know, have plenty to glue on to the girl. And then of course it could be a little higher, a little lower. So I think it's good. I don't need quite that much on there, but I think that's a good template for our girly. And then let's make sure she fits on a card still. Woo, you need every inch of this 5x7. Okay. So this would be a good project for a 6x9 card. So this will be your template. And now, just go around that a couple of times. There we go. I think I'd really prefer this to be cut out of watercolor paper. But we're going to make it work today with these acrylic markers and this thin cardstock. Bye, Angie. Little birdie says I need to go to work. Have a great day. I know, I'm usually running at this time. All right. So let's get that same marker out that we colored in her arms with. I'm gonna go ahead and color her whole head, even though the top of this is gonna have to be colored a different, you know, because her hair. But I have some ideas about what I might actually do with her hair. So I just need to color her all in. I think she'd be much prettier if she was painted in watercolor than this acrylic marker. We're just gonna make it work though. She has a tilt to her head. I like that. Okay. Let's get some more. I need a black marker to sketch in her face. use a fine tip pen. I'm going to need this white for her eyes. And then there's the black. And then we're going to definitely give her some rosy cheeks. All right, even though I really prefer rosy cheeks be done with a colored pencil. All right. So let's do this. Oh, wrong one. This one. All right. I'm going to use my pencil. Thanks, Angie. Yep, can't forget because his is the day before mine. Oh, thanks, Bethany. When John was active in Germany with the military, he flew me over for our anniversary. We did castle hopping and the food was delicious. Oh, that's so sweet. I want to go castle hopping. That's awesome. Okay, so eyes. I like the way she did her face. So I think I'm going to do mine real similar to hers. Now, she did real big eyes, and I like big eyes too. That's something I've discovered from, drawing faces the 30 days this month, is that I like big eyes. Okay, and I like how she did her face. I think we're going to do her face very similar to hers. Let me show you her face. I like the two-tone color, and I think I need to break up this color, so I think that that's really good. I really wish I would have done this in watercolor, but I didn't. Okay, and then let's do her nose. For her nose, I'm just going to give her a line because that's what this other doll has. And then we're going to do just another line for her lips, but we'll color it in with a pen. Okay, and she's going to have a smile. She's happy. Okay. So, what if it feels so foreign to do it this way, but I'm going to do it this way. These layer up really well, these paint pens. So I'm going over it a second time to get a real nice kind of saturation to the color and give her a little round little boop right there. Now we're going to give her some red lips. Can y'all see? You want me to bring you in closer? Okay, so we just do an M and a little circle down at the bottom. Itty bitty. This is where a brush is definitely a good idea. Brush nib. She's got a tiny little face. Okay, let's do her eyes. And I'm going to go ahead and sketch her in black as well. Black pen. Like this. Okay. And then blue. We'll give her blue eyes. Maddie, I think I started to say it, but I didn't finish my thought. I'm glad you hang out with me when I do paper dolls, even if it's not your jam. That's very sweet of you. It's very sweet of all of you. I know probably more of you than aren't into paper dolls, but you're still watching, and I appreciate that. You're still hanging out with me. It's something about the whites in the eyes, you guys, I've discovered so far in November, brings the eyes to life. It's like as soon as you put that white in there, they really come alive. Okay, then let's give her rosy cheeks. And the other thing I've discovered in November is that I really like rosy cheeks to be done with a colored pencil. They're just a little softer than paint, and it feels more like a powdered blush or something. I don't know. But she's coming to life. All right. And this girly over here has a line through her lips. Although I think I liked it better without. That's okay. My robot's reminding me to take kids to school. Isn't that nice? All right. Okie dokie. Now, our girl's going to have a head and everything. Oh my goodness. And we get to do her hair, which is going to be fun too. Okay. So, let's do the other one. We'll rinse and repeat. I think this time, and that's the great thing about these Sharpies, because they're so opaque. If I don't like that line, that black line in her lips, which I kind of don't, the black Sharpie will cover it up. I'm not stuck with it. There. I like it better without it. I think I do want to draw on some little lashes for her, though. Just kind of right here. We'll fem her up a little bit more. There we go. All right, let's paint this other girly, and then I'll think about their hair. Thanks for reminding me to take out my acrylic markers and play with them. Oh, yeah. I know. You know, Maddie, I am so happy I created myself my mixed media drawer with all the art supplies I never use, because I am using them so much more now. It makes me so happy. You know, you also, I know you were kind of on the same quest there for a while. You were showing the things that you don't use, that you bought and you don't really use on your channel. I thought those, I loved that series you did. It was very motivating. All right, it's not very smooth coloring job. I'm going to do longer strokes across the face. There we go. That's a little better. Okay. Let that dry for a second. Then, well, I'm going to let that dry a little bit. That's drying. Let's look at her hair. I really like the way they did her hair too. I'm gonna run out of paper over here. Let's do it like that. Okay, so this is gonna be her hair. Can you imagine? This girl would be so cute on a junk journal cover, like a Christmas junk journal cover. I think I might save one for that. going to be her hair. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here. See, I'm going to tuck her head in there like that. And that way, I don't have to try to paint the top of her head to paint her hair in. I'm just going to tuck it in like that. And that's going to be our girly with her hair. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I love her. I like this. This could be my hair template. I'm telling y'all, you don't have to reinvent the wheel, because you just do all these templates, and then all you have to do is just change up your colors, your papers, and then you can have a whole parade of dolls. So if I do this, and then I do this, and I say, okay, that right there is a cut line for bangs. We'll call them bangs. And this is my hair template. Now I can just do it over and over and over again. I'll zoom y'all back out. I know you're up close right now, but at least you can see what I'm doing. All right. So now I have a hair template. Now I have got all the templates to make my girl over and over and over again. That makes me happy. All right. Let me grab another piece of paper real quick. I wonder if this one's big enough. Well-behaved women rarely make history. I don't think this one's big enough, though. It's important to remember that. That was in my scraps. Okay. I'm just going to have to grab another piece of paper. I had a note written on the back of that sheet of paper. Oh, well. Okay. I've made it this far without remembering that it was on there, so I'll be okay. All right. I definitely want to remake this girl, but make her out of watercolor paper so that I can watercolor her instead. You know, also, I have to say, where's Taylor Swift? She's right here. I traced Taylor Swift out of a book. And she was just in such a perfect pose that I had decided to make her a template. So if you don't feel comfortable making your own template the way I'm doing it, piece by piece, you could go through a magazine and find some really great kind of exaggerated poses and make paper dolls with this too. Bye, Jill. Have fun with your grandbabies. I'm sure you will. I didn't see Johnny this morning. Say hi to him. Hope he's doing all right. He and the whole fam. All right. Oh, I put that away too soon. I need to cut her bangs. Anyways, so, you know, I'm just kind of fiddling my way through this piece by piece, but you don't have to do it that way. You could definitely you know, trace a girl out of a magazine or something like that. But this is our lady. Bye, love you. This is gonna be our lady. Will she fit on a 5x7 with this hair? I don't know, y'all. I mean, she just keeps getting bigger and bigger. No, her hair definitely stands out above the 5x7. It is what it is because I like her. So I might just have to put her on an A9 card, and I'm okay with that because I don't want to make her any smaller. But maybe the way I'll label her in my stash is that she's for A9 or junk journals. Okay, so these are my pieces. So I need to color her hair. And let's see, I'm gonna give her black hair, I think. The other girl has black hair. Gosh, I feel like I should be painting this with paint, like gouache. Put a piece of paper underneath me. Use the back of Taylor. Okay. She's gonna have like a share part in her hair. Does Cher still part her hair, or is she doing the modern? I can't remember if she's still parting her hair like she did in the 70s. Her hair's just blowing, flowing. She's got a big old healthy head of hair, this girl. I think I need to color it in even more. Yep. I think this is a job for a whole pan of paint versus the pens, but we'll make it work. Aw, Danny, Ellie, and Frankie are watching. Aw. Hey, kids. Thanks for watching. I'm making paper dolls while they eat their breakfast. How cute. Okay, we need to color her part. This color of her scalp. I might bring her part in a little bit. It's a little wide. I don't want her to look like the bride of Frankenstein here. Let's bring it in a little bit. All right. There we go. That's a little more natural. All right, you guys. We have one done. Oh, I just love her. Let me zoom out now. Although we still have a face to paint, so I don't want to zoom out too much. Hey, April. How's it going? We're making paper dolls today. Are you a paper doll fan, April? Let's put her on here. I know not everyone is a paper doll fan. I just think they're so much fun. They're just so good for journals. That's really where this girl belongs, is in a journal, I think. I mean, I think she'd be cute on a card too, but I think she'd be wonderful in a journal. I might have to put her in my journal, but see how cute she'd be on the journal cover? She'd be perfect for a journal cover. So when I save her template, I'm going to put all that stuff that we made in an envelope, and I'll make a note like for a journal, sized for a journal, or, you know, an A9 card is really how she's sized, because she takes up that whole cover. She'd be so cute inside. You might just have to pop her inside. See? She could go in a belly band. She could go on a belly band like that. You could put paper dolls in the pockets of your journals. So cute on the cover. She could be the main character of page, which is how I think I'll put her in here. She's got that main character vibe. And I'm just putting her front and center. Could put her off to the side so you could journal around her. But I'm just putting her right in the middle. Front and center. Yay! This makes me happy. So let's finish the other girl real quick, and then I'll let you guys go. We're going to do just rinse and repeat here. And I like big eyes, so I'm going to give her biggish eyes. Okay, then we're just doing a boop for the nose. And then I'll just draw a little line for her lips. And that's that. Looking for everything says Sharpie, so I'm like, let's see, we're gonna do, well, I'm probably gonna paint over this, whatever. We're gonna do the eyebrows there. My stomach's making noises. There's the end of her nose. Okay. I want to do the same thing because I really liked, I ended up really liking the way that turned out, where the forehead was pink. That's so unique. Then we're going to draw down her nose. And then I liked my little kind of circle at the end of the nose. Okay, she's going to be another blue-eyed girl. And then watch her come to life with the white specks. I like to look at them and glue them down, not so much to make them. Yeah. Be nice if you had like a die set where you could just cut out all the pieces. And you could cut them out of any paper you wanted. They're a little fiddly, especially like today, the way we did this, having to make all of our own little pieces. But they're just so cute. I think they're worth it. Okay, and red lips. And rosy cheeks. And we'll give her eyelashes, and she definitely needs some eyebrows. So let's do that. Her eyebrows, paint those back in. There we go. She's got some healthy eyebrows. Oh, eyelashes. Let's give her that little boop on the side. Just a little bit. I don't know. You know, for me, a little bit of eyelashes go a long way in real life and in paper dolls. I don't know about you guys, but that's how I feel anyways. Where's the body? There's the body. Okay. Let's see. What color do we want her here? I better stick to something. I'm gonna do black again, just because I liked it last time. I have a black in here. This is acrylic gouache. This is a new set. That's white. Here's black. So basically, it's like acrylic paint. It's just it's water reactive too. Only when it's wet, not when it's dry. When it's dry, it's like acrylic paint, and there's no reactivating it. That's definitely better than the paint pen, though. We can paint in a part if we want. Now, I have a dry brush, so that's how I'm getting these dry wispies. If my brush was wet, I wouldn't get the same effect. Let's see if we like the girl with the wispies. The crown of her head will definitely be darker, though. Okay. If we don't like it with the wispies, let's see. Then we can... I like it. I'm going to leave the wispies. Hey, John. Where is Godzilla doll? Or King Kong? They could battle on A7. Oh, yeah, they could. Yeah, I need to give King Kong some love because it's been Godzilla here for 2 years. And I have a King Kong doll in my closet that my dad gave me for Valentine's Day, like in 2000. And so, like, when I go to get clothes out of my closet, I always see King Kong in there. And I'm like, I know, dude. I know. I don't give you enough shine anymore. I'm sorry. So, yeah, his day's coming. His day's coming. I thought that was cleaner than it actually is. Well, it's clean enough for now. I'll clean it the rest later. All right, how dry is this? This is weird. It's got, but it's probably it was my brush. It's not the paint. But it has like a metallic mica shine to it. Okay. Put my gouache up. These are the Turner gouaches, and they had 2 different palettes. They look similar, like they have, you do need both, but I have both. But yeah, they look similar. They have similar colors, but they're not the same. They are actually slightly different. Okay. Let's glue her down. Boy, her hair is jet black. Okay. Then we'll glue her on here like that. See why it's nice to give yourself a little bit of an extension on these pieces? Then you can actually glue your doll together. Boy, her hair is so black. This is the blackest black. I kind of feel like adding streaks of color to it. Do I have gray? I might give her a couple of money pieces of gray. Let's see. There's gray. Put everybody back. I don't know. She needs something to soften her up a little bit. That hair is hardcore. So we're going to do... She has a side part. We just need to soften her up a little bit. There we go. That's better. For me anyways. Okay. Boy, that took a while, didn't it? That took like 2 hours. Whew, that's no joke. But we have the templates now to make more of them. And we made 2. So there is that. Where's the other girly? She's already in my book. Right there. See how black that is? The jet black acrylic gouache. It's much darker. This is a much softer color. But there's our girls. That was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This would definitely could go on a card or in a journal or on a journal. A paper doll or, you know, 2 paper dolls. Here was our inspiration. Ours are cute. Hers is cuter. And that's okay. I definitely would want to come back and I want to make some flowers like this. Like, I definitely come back and make them like, you know, our Christmas version's pretty cute, I think. But like, you could make them for all the seasons or whatever. So this inspiration is from the new Somerset Studio. This is November, December, January 2026. And the artist that we're casing here today is Marita Mercedes in Syracuse, New York. She said, trace the various components of paper doll onto cardboard and then cut them out. Paint the pieces as desired, adding extra floral details to the doll's skirt. Create flowers and a house shape from cardboard and paint them and adhere them to the doll's skirt. Punch holes in various components and use brads to attach everything together. We didn't follow directions, but that's fine. We didn't make her out of cardboard. This one's made out of cardboard. I can see the corrugated cardboard at the bottom. Ours is just paper, but we did cut out various components and we made a scene. And I did just really enjoy how she painted her face. So I mimicked that. And instead of a butterfly, we have an ornament and a Christmas scene. Oh, I'm glad you had fun, Maddie. Welcome back stateside. Ganache was wonderful, especially when you dip it chocolate chip cookies. Oh yeah, ganache is good like that. This is gouache paint. So you can't eat it because it's paint. But it's acrylic gouache. Regular gouache is basically thick watercolor. It's always reactivated like watercolor or regular gouache is. It's not a permanent paint, so it works more like watercolor. But acrylic gouache is basically the in-between between watercolor and acrylic paint. So it goes on wet, and you can activate it with water until it dries, and then you cannot reactivate it again. So it's kind of the mixture of the two. But there it is, you guys. That's what we're doing today. That's what we did today, I should say. Hi, Mariah. You need one of these for the fish book? Yeah. Oh, she could hold a fish. And you could have like a whole lake scene down here or a beach scene. She could have a fishing rod in her hand. You could do anything with her. Wouldn't that be fun? Yeah, this was lots of fun. Lots and lots of fun. I would like to create a smaller version of her so I could put her on a card. My girl's too big for a 5x7. I mean, if I cut off some of her hair, we could make it work. I guess she could work. Let's just try it real quick. Like originally I was thinking of putting one of my poinsettias behind her. So, okay. All right, hold on. You could put book page behind her. I thought she was just going to be too big for the card, but I actually think she could work. Could put like book page behind her. We can paint behind her. Let's get, I had a panel watercolor paper over here. I think it's 5x7. Most things in this studio are. Yep. All right. Real quick, like, this won't take long. Just getting my brushes. Can paint a scene to go behind her. I'm just trying to decide. I think I will do a red poinsettia behind her or yellow. Ooh, I think let's do a yellow goldish one. We could even paint them smaller, but I mean, we're in it now, but we could do some smaller ones, like a pattern of them. I like this peachy color. I don't have to be too exact here because a lot of this is going to be covered up. Just when y'all thought we were off the hook. Well, this is what happens. On a day when I don't have to rush the kids to school. Yeah. All right, let's do the leaves. The leaves, I kind of want like an olive, so I'm going to mix my own color. Well, this is pretty close to olive, actually. Actually, I like this color. I think I don't even need to mix. I like an olive green. I like a warm green. I like cool reds and warm greens. I'm so glad we painted poinsettias on Saturday because now I can just like wham bam, just knock these things right out. Because I painted 12 of them on, actually I painted 14 on Saturday. Because I painted 2 into that journal page that I showed y'all at the beginning of this live. I like my mason jar lid mixing palette. Whatever works. All right. I really like the jagged leaves. You were hoping I'd find a way to squeeze in some watercoloring. Well, there we are, Maddie. I did it. Let's pick a background color and let's paint in the background. Sorry, Santa's got a little goop on his hat. All right. What color should we do? Should we do red? Oh, thanks, Maddie. Hey, Karen. Look what I'm doing. I was almost gone. I was almost out of here. I don't know if I like red. What do y'all think? Help me. What color should I paint the background? The reason I was thinking red is because like she has red lips and a red ornament, and then she has like these red spots on her dress. And he's got red. So then I was thinking, well, it'd be kind of cool to incorporate the red, but I don't know if I like it. Same as the pink in her forehead. That would be a good in-between. Let's do pink. Thank you. Thanks, Mariah. Let's see. Gosh, I'm looking for a proper palette of some sort. Let's just use this. It'll be fine. Or a stamping block. Let me get a stamping block. I need to mix my pink. So I'm going to do a bunch of opera. Love my opera. Pink. It's one of my favorite colors in a palette. This one is Holbein. Not this palette, just this. I only have 2 Holbeins in this whole palette, and I have 1 Daniel Smith. Most of this palette is Core watercolors. QOR, Core. All right. This is a little brighter than her forehead, but I think it's good. Hopefully I have enough of it. Yeah, Maddie, you're going to have to get busy and paint yourself some poinsettias. I know you just got back, so you probably haven't had time to catch the replay, but Karen was here on Saturday and we just had so much fun and definitely thought of you. This is very like fluorescent. I love it. I think it's kind of fun and funky, just like our paper doll. I can add a little more white to it. I can lighten it as we go up, kind of make it a gradient. So I'll just add more white, soften it a little more as we move up the card. Now that looks like Pepto-Bismol. Chalky white. You know, why couldn't we have all those gummies when we were kids, when we needed medicine or vitamins? All these kids get to grow up on gummies. We had all that chalky stuff, liquid too. Oh my gosh. One time I was left unsupervised, and I guess there just wasn't enough candy in the house, and so I ate like a whole bottle or whatever was left in it of Flintstone vitamins. OMG. And I drank a whole box of Capri Sun. I was so sick. Oh my gosh. I didn't get in trouble. My parents were just like, well, that'll teach you. There's nothing we could say that make you more miserable than what you just experienced. So don't do that again. Oh my gosh. Silliness. I still can't be left unsupervised. Nothing's changed. I really shouldn't be left unsupervised still. Okay, let's add in the veining for the flower. I'm going to do a watered down version of this green that we put the leaves in with, because I think that'll be really pretty for the veining. I know, kids don't do what I do. Whoops, got a little bit into the background a little bit right there. We can fix that. It'll be fine. We can fix it. It's not looking fixed right now. I know. I got to clean my brush better. All right. Oh my gosh. And then I put my finger in it over there. All right. That'll be fine. I know. Hi, Christy. How are you? Are you going to Paperganza 2? Paperganza 2026? I hope to. I'm keeping my heart and my mind wide open to it. All right, one more. There we go. That's looking more like it. Now, Girly's gonna go on here. I need to dry it a little bit. Whatever happened to the neighbor's dog? The neighbor's dog. I don't know. Bitty Penny, that's what my dad said the first time I came home drunk and got sick as a teen. Didn't get punished. Dad said, you've been punished enough. You won't do that again, right? Yeah, there was a few of those in my coming up. There were a few lessons that they were like, you know what? We think you've been through enough to learn from this. Us punishing you isn't going to do you any good. Or we don't need to add insult to injury. We'll just let you learn from what you did. Yeah. There we go. Good call in the pink, Mariah. I think it's really going to help her just like pop right off of there. I definitely got it closer to, but how, ooh, I think I like it better this way. Yeah, I do. We're going to lose some of that Cher hair, but it's okay. She could stand. It's okay. She'll be all right. So let's glue her down. If y'all seen Cher's boyfriend, I'm just like, oh my gosh, go Cher. She's so iconic. All I know is my algorithm knows I like Cher. It's figured it out. Oh my gosh, I've always loved Moonstruck. The movie Moonstruck. And Mermaids with Winona Ryder and Christina Ricci. When she was real little. See, she's fine. We still get the majority of it. Oh, she's fun. I know this. I don't have to worry. Nobody else is going to get this as a Christmas card. It will be the only one like it on somebody's mantle. It'll stand out, that's for sure, for better or for worse. I'm going to go ahead and glue that ornament all the way down. And her hand. Okay, let me put this on a card base and I'll say goodbye for real this time. For real, for real. But I'm glad we did it. I'm glad we did what we did. Now I need to make more paper dolls. Oh my gosh, they take so long though. I don't think it'll take so long now that I have templates. I didn't have any templates to work with. Cher is fabulous. Yeah, her, Tina Turner. I don't know. There's so many women that are just iconic. Dolly. I love Carol Burnett. Bette Midler. Maya Angelou. There's just so many. All right. There we go. We actually were able to use her on a 5x7 after all. Yay! Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I had a great time. I could scan her. That's true. That's a great idea. If I could get my scanner and computer to talk to each other. But yes, I could make a print out of this. I was thinking, now that I have my template pieces that we made here together this morning, it's like, oh, I could actually turn these into like a printable, scan them in so that I always have them. Because see, we've got all these different arms and hands and legs, and here's her dress. If I put them, if I scanned these in, I would just retrace them onto a piece of paper. But if I scan it into my printer, then I could resize it. I could, you know, print it at 70% and make her smaller, but still make her kind of basically the same. But yeah, if I digitize all these templates, then I can make her larger or smaller, or the same size, whatever I want. So I think I will try to do that for sure. And if I do that and I can find a way to give it to you guys, I will. I'll just give it to you. You do that? Yeah, totally. Well, there she is. Okay, hold on. Just one quick little adjustment, because I think it's needed for my happiness anyways. And that is, the red on the Santa is not the same as like the ornament in her lips. So I just want to unify it a little more. So I'm going to bring in this red Sharpie and change the red on his hat to match the red. Ooh, this body's tiny. To match the red everywhere else. I can only do his jacket and his hat. But now they're a little closer. Not much. All right, that's it. We made 2 paper dolls today. Yes, it took 2 hours, but it was worth it. Here's the other one. She's in my journal, my Betty Penny journal. There she is. There's the other one. Cards, journals. These could definitely go on the front of a journal for sure. Thanks for hanging out with me, you guys. Love y'all. I'll see you again on Thursday. And then don't forget, Saturday is the November birthday party with the special guest, Dr. Shrub. He doesn't know it yet, but he is our special guest on Saturday, and he's going to open all of y'all's cards. I've got to sort out the printer situation. Yeah, I know. All right. Bye, everyone. Have an awesome day. Hugs and kisses all around. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Bye.